Hello guys, this is Ray Chen. So today we're going to cover 9 real estate investment secrets for investing remotely. Okay, so again, like my video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any question, leave a comment and click on the bell icon. Okay, number 1. In real estate, it's always location, right? So when you're trying to determine the location, there's the macro side of it and there's the micro side of it. Okay, on the macro side of it, we're looking at, let's say for people that are investing out of state or outside of the country. Okay, so what do? You take a look at the political environment. If you're investing outside the country, is the country stable? Is the leader open-minded? Is there open market capitalism? And for investing out of state, then you want to look at how is the state government, treating the landlords, right? Are they is it easy to work with the tenant, that sort of thing. And also you want to look at FDI, foreign direct investment, right? Are there money going into the state, going into the country? Is everybody going there? If it is, then that means it's gonna have a future. It's gonna grow, right? So that's the macro side of it. So for the micro market, the micro side of it, it means the actual little neighborhood that you are investing. So for that, you want to look at the job rate, the unemployment rate, the income of the average family, and you want to look at the average rent. So you want to look at the crime rate, right? So the crime rate, usually you want it to be less than 400. So if you want to make sure to look at all this to make sure that this is a good neighborhood, there's not a lot of crime and it's not too ghetto, it's not too, the economy is still strong. So you want to make sure of that, right? And also I want to go back to for the macro side. For the macro consideration, you want to make sure the state that you are investing, you want to make sure everything's going up, right? Employment opportunities is increasing, that population has increased a good amount, and so all this kind of stuff, this matrix you want to look at. And also real estate price has increased. You want to see that it's booming, right? You want to see the states where everybody wants to go to. You don't want to go invest in somewhere where everybody's leaving the town, right? Okay, number 2. We just went through number 1. Now we're gonna go to number 2. So you must understand the opportunity came from the risk. If there's no risk, there will not be opportunity, right? That's why I talk about, because a lot of people say, oh, I want to invest in something that's where I can touch. But if that's your criteria, it's gonna be very hard for you to find good deals, right? Because that's what everybody wanted to do, right? But for you to have a leg up, how can you make sure you have more opportunity to invest? Then you got to be willing to go out of state, out of country, whatever. But at the same time, you need to have a way to manage that risk and to analyze that risk. Number 3, you gotta invest in the right timing. You gotta understand all investment has a cycle. The best way to invest in something to make a lot of money is obviously, go in when in the lowest bottom price and leave when it's at the highest. So if you have a way to determine that, then you're gonna obviously make a lot of money, right? So basically, a good way to say it, just like what Thomas Kaplan said, right? When everyone is crazy about it, that's when you want to get out of it. Okay, that means probably the bubble is gonna bust. Okay, number 4, you want to look at the cash on cash return. You want to see how much the money you put in, how much return you can get, right? Let's say if you're buying a property for $200,000 and your return is $10,000 a year, then, and if you put $100,000 down, so your cash on cash return would be 10%. Okay, so that's cash on cash return. And you want to make sure, another thing you want to look at is management intensity. Usually if you were to invest out of state, the project needs to be big enough, and it cannot be very complicated. What I mean is that if it's not big enough, it's hard for you to hire somebody to go manage it, because then that's going to eat up all your profit. And you want to make sure the management is not intensive, because if it takes too much money and manpower to manage a property, then it's going to eat up all your profit again. You want to make sure it doesn't take too much of your time. That it's something that's easy to manage. Okay, so number 6, you want to make sure every time when you invest something, you want to make sure you understand the risk completely. You want to know what's the downside. You want to look from every angle. You want to make sure there's no coding problem, code problem. You want to make sure there's no major infrastructure required to invest. You want to make sure that all the information are correct, the number of units. You want to make sure that all the utilities are working correctly. So you want to make sure all this is right before you actually buy it. I mean, obviously you can buy it first, and you can, during the due diligence period, you can check everything to make sure they're working okay. Then you move forward with it. You want to make sure that cover your downside. Okay. And this, number 7, this is a concept that is very interesting. I'll share with you. So there's one saying that you make money when you buy. Okay, so another way you to say it is something that Sam Zell said. He said, if you're not selling it, means you are buying it again. This is a very good way to look at the investment. Okay, let's say if I own this property, if I want to decide if I want to sell it or not, so I can ask myself, if I were to buy it myself right now, would I buy it? Right? If the answer is yes, then you can keep it. If the answer is no, maybe you want to sell it. Okay, that's basically what it means. And number 8, the easiest way for you to get a property is to make it easy for the seller. Okay, I'm not saying for you to buy it at a loss, but you want to make it easy for the seller so that you can get the property, but it's obviously at the same time you have to be able to make a profit. Otherwise, why would you invest in it, right? Number 9, obviously, leverage. That's the best thing in the world about investing, because you don't have to come up with all the money to buy it. Just like I said, because you are able to leverage, then you're able to increase your return, the cash on cash return, because you're no longer buying $1 million property with $1 million. Maybe you're buying $1 million property with $200,000, $100,000. The less, the better. Because let's say if something go horribly wrong, if you put $100,000 down, or if you put $10,000 down, $10,000 down, that's the only money you're gonna lose, right? So here's some of the real estate investment secrets that I just shared with you. So I'll obviously have other topic I'm gonna talk about in other future episodes. So if you have any question, give me a call. Not give me a call, to leave a comment. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon. Okay? This is Ray Chen. I'll see you guys next time.